Leo: A World Adventure is a futuristic world setting with a hexagon tile-based board game that combines Scramble with the battle style of a role-playing game. The game takes place in a floating island called Genius City that was made by a scientist and is maintained by robots that do the bidding for the scientist. When the robots decide to take up arms against the scientist, it falls on Leo and his companions to find and save the scientist along with Leo's parents who are among them, so the scientist can reprogram the robots and save Genius City. In this game, you have one person play as the game master, GM for short, who controls all the robots, and 1 to 4 other players who play as Leo, the main character, and his companions. The goal of the GM is to hide the scientist in any tile on the board, so long as it's not the hero star tile, and send the robots after Leo and his companions so the robots can defeat and prevent them from finding the scientist, thus win the game for the GM. The goal of Leo and his companions is to do what it takes to defeat the robots and find his parents along with the scientist, but they have no clue which tile contains the scientist. Once they find the tile that contains the scientist, Leo and his companions win the game. The game starts by the GM setting up the big tiles around the hero starter tile, which is where all the heroes start. The tiles can be in any order the GM chooses so long as they are connected. The number of players determines the number of tiles. The number of players also determines the amount of energy the GM receives. And the energy determines the number and strength of the robots the GM can choose. Each type of robot has a cost and energy to put on the board, and strong robots will need more energy to work. The GM chooses which robots they want to place on the board, and it adds up the cost of each robot. If the combined energy of all chosen robots matches the limits, the GM is ready to start placing their robot army. If the combined energy is too high or too low, the GM must choose different robots until their combined energy matches the limit. The GM then chooses a special location tile that coordinates with the player's colors dice. The special location tiles are bonus to the heroes who reach the ones with the matching dice color. But it is also a way for the GM to separate the heroes and lead them into a trap for the robots. Movement for the hero is determined by rolling a d6, and then the hero can move up to the amount rolled. Movement for the GM is determined by rolling 2d6 and adding up 2 numbered rolls. The resulting amount is the total movement the GM can use this turn. Each time any robot is moved a space, it introduces 1 from the total. GM may divide the total amongst all robots, choosing to move one robot the full amount or multiple robots fewer than the total. Once within combat range of each other, both sides receive letter tiles and can now start the word battle. Damage dealt is determined by adding up the numbers that are located on the letter tiles. Once a character's health reaches 0, they are removed from the game. If all heroes are removed from the game, the robots win. The tide of battle can be changed with special cards that have different effects. Once a hero defeats all the robots on the big tiles, the hero can search the area to find the scientist and Leo's parents. If they are not found, the game continues, but if they are found, the heroes win the game.